Well, there's sound now.
Oh my goodness gracious Lord. That's
Let's
it.
try this again, folks. Sorry about that. Welcome
try.
to the 802 Scoop Weekly Wrap, filmed live from the Inside Scoop Studios, Main Street, Barrie, Vermont. With us tonight, we have the Raylene.
Right. That's about what it is today.
It's the ever lovely Raylene.
It's cold and windy and blustery and
You know what would make you feel so much happier is if everybody that sees you when they come up to you, they say, "Why, hello, ever lovely Raylene."
no. That wouldn't make me feel better. That would just be awkward, Michael.
I ask everybody that
No.
sees Raylene to say, "Why, hello, ever lovely Raylene."
You're the only Fruit Loop that I know that says such things.
That you're ever lovely?
Yes. Everybody else knows I'm batshit crazy, must be. I don't know. But it was a long day. I had to go to Derby, and the weather this morning I was petrified. Literally, the wind was blowing my car all over, never mind the ice and snow and whatnot. So my arms, I feel like I worked out at the gym all day from trying to hold my car on the road. And I was scared. I'm not going to lie. It's stressful. So it makes your like back hurt and your neck hurt and your shoulders hurt because you get all tensed up, you know?
Well, it's bloody cold out.
Yeah, well, cold, and it was slippery. And then when you
It was slippery.
So I go Newport, I go 14 to Hardwick, and then I go 15 to 16, and then I get on 91 in Barton to Newport, and then up through to Derby. And holy shit, the interstate up there, the snowdrifts were insane. And we were doing like 35 on the interstate, and everybody was only in the drive lane. No one was using the passing lane, and there was just a long line of cars. And if you went any faster than that, you couldn't see what you were doing because it was just blowing around so badly.
Well, I know that for me, when I didn't go down there, obviously, I didn't have to. But I went to Montpelier, and it was definitely icky driving. Just going down Berlin Street was not fun, and it's not the city's fault, right? Because it's so cold,
Right.
that the ice doesn't melt and the salt doesn't work. So therefore, they have to put sand down, and sand and slush. It just, it's just a really crappy situation that we're in. And I want to say hello to Tim Landry and Autumn Toro.
You know who Autumn is, don't
I do.
you? Okay.
That's Val's
Val's daughter. Yes.
Yeah.
But she's so much more than Val's daughter.
She also makes my hats.
Yes, she
When
does. She does
She
all
makes my
the
hat, which
embroidery.
she has 2 hats down there that I haven't picked
She
up
does
yet.
all the embroidery at Yipes, and she does a great job.
Who is a sponsor of
Yipes,
the
yes, of the
802
802 Scoop. They are
Yep.
presenting, and they just made us a beautiful new 802 Scoop banner, which
did they?
will get hung tomorrow. I got to go get the rest of the stuff to hang it, but I didn't get back until late today. So that'll go up tomorrow. And I just want to say that they make all, if I have ever had a t-shirt, sweatshirt, hat, cup, sticker, banner, window decals, anything that I have had done in many years now, probably at least the last 5, it has come from Yipes. And every single bit of it has been washed so many times and still looks the same.
I know that this hat, the 802 Scoop hat, and if you want one, you can buy one for how much?
Yes. I have to look. I'm not sure how much those are because there's different styles and different ones. So I'm not sure exactly how much that one is.
We'll say
But-
$30.
Right. I will get a list of stuff though, because we are going to have, so it's good that you mention it, things, we're going to have hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts that people can order if they would like to have one. Because we would love for people to be wearing them and getting our name out there for us, right?
Absolutely.
Showing everybody. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll be doing that. So let's jump in. Let's talk
Jump
about
in?
like the week stuff. I mean, you've had an exciting week. You were sworn in.
I was.
You are officially now, as of yesterday, the rep for Berry City.
Correct.
Down in Montpelier.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
I had my mom was there, my sisters, and my brother.
I wasn't invited. I'm like one of his biggest supporters and, busted my ass on his campaign, but why would he invite me? Just wondering. That's all right. I got pictures.
If it's any consolation.
You did send me a selfie,
I did.
which I posted right away.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Well, I'm
It
proud
was-
of you. I'm proud of you, and I'm looking forward to change. I really am. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it, and I think you have a lot of experience in a lot of good places. And my favorite thing about you is that you're always you ask a ton of questions, but you listen too. And we've had a lot of great conversations about a lot of really great things, especially right now when we talk about crime and drugs and addiction and the sale of drugs and the direction that you would like to go in as far as all of that goes, and then in the same with education and other things that are important to you. And so I'm excited to have you there to see what might come of it, and I hope that you won't just put stuff on the wall and have it go nowhere, but because that's what happens, and it won't be to any fault of yours. It's just that's the way it goes. That's like the process of nothing usually gets dealt with right away. Almost all things take a couple of years, sometimes longer, and but I'm excited to see what you do. And see, I'm gonna start. I should keep track of how many times you make the newspaper. That's what I'll do. I'll make a collage of Michael Boutin in the newspaper, and we'll hang it here on the wall in the studio.
Please don't.
Yeah, yeah, just to see. Speaking of people making the newspaper, well, no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was going to talk about the Burlington police.
Yeah, me
arrested
too.
The 23-year-old Anna Siegel for suspicion of driving under the influence.
And crashing into a cop car.
Great. Sounds
But
like a.
They
great
probably
person.
won't be able to charge her until they run it by the mayor first.
Well, no, they'll be able to charge.
Yeah, they just won't be able to talk about
They
it.
just won't be able to talk
Right.
about it and do a press release.
That's right. They won't.
Yes.
And
I know
that
you're
is-
pretty hot under the collar on this.
I am. It really pisses me off. I really feel like this is just one more kick in the teeth to law enforcement. Like, how much more?
Can I stop you just for a minute?
Yeah.
If you are a law enforcement officer and you work in Burlington, Vermont,
Come to Barry and work.
Berry City
We
is
need you.
hiring,
We need
and
you.
we do care and support our police officers
Greatly.
during the COVID, get rid of our police movement.
We were
Berry
not doing
City
that.
was not one of those municipalities.
And let
that
me, and
did
so,
that.
and my clause come out about a lot of things, but my clause would like really come out if somebody started trying to mess with our law enforcement.
Hey,
here
Wendy.
in the city or
Hey,
in the
Barb.
town. We have two. We are lucky to have the officers that we have in both the city and in the town, and that would be something that that would totally freak me right out. I think that people think I'm an asshole now. That's one thing that if they start messing with that, I would really have to speak out about that.
Yeah.
And I agree. Today is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. It's National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day today. And this is how she does it. Just one more way to silence them and put her thumb on them. We have a lot of comments on this, a lot of them. And you can check it out. I'm not going to read them while we're doing the show. But if you go to the 802 Scoop page, you can find the my NBC5 news post about this. Burlington issues executive order requiring approval of all police press releases. And so the approval has to come from the mayor. It says that Burlington Police Department must be sent, any releases issued by Burlington Police Department must be sent to the mayor's office for approval prior to issuance by the chief of police or a designee, such as a public information officer. What the hell? Come work down here for us, please. We need you. We need more officers.
We do.
And a big shout out to the Barry Elks Lodge for making sure to deliver these cute little care packages to the local police departments. They've each little care package has a bag, and in the bag is lifesavers to remind you of the many times you have been one. Smarties to give you wisdom for those split-second decisions. Hershey Kisses to show our love for you. Gum to help everyone stick together. Tootsie Roll, you have to roll with the punches. Peppermint Patty, helping you keep your cool. Mounds, for the mounds of courage you show. And Laffy Taffy, to remind you that laughter is a great stress reliever. Thank you for everything you do for our community. I think that's super cute. It's super cute, and it's just nice. I mean, and so each officer got their little paper bag with that little care package, and I think that that's awesome. So thanks to the Barry Elks Lodge for doing that. Yeah.
Nice.
John Rogers, how did that go? Were you there when he officially?
I was there. Oh, and I just noticed you already posted on the Barry resident chat.
What?
Did you post on the resident chat? Did you share the video?
Oh, the live?
Oh, no, you didn't.
No. So you're doing it now?
I am.
Oh, yes, because I didn't do that when we went live. I forgot on the city and the Vermont, both of them. There's two chat pages.
I did Barry. Oh, I didn't do Barry City.
I'll do it. But so can you tell us about John Rogers? Because we all know that that is somebody that I really supported, and I was worried. I was worried that that was not going to go the way it should. I really was.
Well, oddly enough, it wasn't as It should have been like super easy, but they're actually there was about 30, I think there was 30 people that voted for Zuckerman. Yeah. So
The same 30 that didn't want the Speaker of the House to be the same, probably?
no,
No?
I don't think so.
Oh,
That there would be no intersection on that, I'm sure.
no?
No.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no.
It,
No. So what happens when a either governor or lieutenant governor don't get a plurality, not a majority, but the more than 50% of the vote, it has to go to the House for determination. And then the House, or a joint Senate and House decision, and then they vote on who should be governor or lieutenant governor, either one. And John Rogers was off, he was off by 5,000 votes, I think, but he had 5,000 more votes than Zuckerman. And so we had to vote on it. And of course, I'm going to vote with the majority. Even if it was Zuckerman, I would still vote for Zuckerman
because
because
that's
he
what
had
the
the majority.
constituents wanted.
Right. And so they did vote on it, or we voted on it, and John Rogers obviously won, which was really
Oh,
awesome.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
But I was really concerned about it because it seemed to be like that was something that was going to be hard fought to make that not happen, which in itself, as far as I'm concerned, is disgusting. I know,
Yeah.
But,
Well, no, I mean, I think it is kind of disgusting. Here's a picture. Ooh.
I
That's a
posted
picture
some of the
from-
pictures
Oh, you did?
from today. Just a little bit ago, I posted a picture of him and his wife, and then maybe him and his son, one of his sons. But I did post some pictures of them earlier today. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to shake his hand, but I'm sure I will sometime in the
Well,
future.
but you got a chance to interview him.
That is
So
true.
What more do you want, Michael?
And I'll have to have him come on again.
And he will. He told
Oh,
us
yeah,
that he
absolutely.
would. He was actually looking forward to doing that with us again. And so I have no doubt that we'll see him in here again.
Oh, yeah.
And he's probably going to be just as happy as I am about not sitting in the window with his back up against the window, because a lot of people found that to be very uncomfortable.
Really?
And
I mean, I guess, yeah,
and
it
I
makes sense.
didn't, just because I got so used to it. It wasn't until like the last couple of months that I was really struggling
Yeah.
doing that. And now that we're back here, I would never move out to the window again. I would not with my back up against it. No. I just feel like it's in being back here. One, it's much more cozy. There's far less distractions for Michael, because we all know that you had trouble with that. We'd be going right along, and all of a sudden you'd be going like, oh,
Valid.
what is that? Oh. You'd be trying to figure out what was going on outdoors. So,
I mean, don't hate on me.
I'm not hating on you. I love you right to pieces. You know that, but I'm just picking on you. I got to give you a hard time once in a while. We do need to make an announcement and say that the Den in Williamstown is closed. It will be closed for a few days. They're having some issues in the building or with the building utilities. So we wish them luck, and hopefully they'll get everything that they need to get them back up and running ASAP. But it is going to be a few days. It was yesterday and today. Hopefully tomorrow will be the very last day, if even. Hopefully they could get opened up for tomorrow night. But we'll see. We'll keep you posted. But for right now, the Den in Williamstown is closed for a few days. So always never nice, never good to have that happen.
No.
When you're full swing in business and have employees and all kinds of other things. I mean, if that happened to us, I wouldn't be able to pay you, Michael. and gotta, I mean, you're extremely expensive. So,
I know, super expensive.
yeah, you break the bank every
Oh,
time.
although in defense, I am
You're
I do-
needy.
I am needy when it comes to tech stuff. So
You're
I
super needy. I
yeah.
want new cameras. I want new
cameras.
mics.
I
What
want new
about the
mics.
lights? What about this? Okay, and I'm always telling you that you're gonna have to just hold your hand on your butt for a little while longer.
I
But
know.
so I just want to make sure that we made that announcement though, because we do talk about upcoming events and stuff. And normally I would say what will be happening at the bar and at the restaurant, at the den, and nothing for a couple of days. Exciting news at the place right out back, Jerry's Sports Tavern, is pretty soon on the 17th will be the grand opening. That's going to be the Summer Street Tavern.
Nice.
Tina Coates is taking it over, buying it from the Ruthiers. And so there's going to be a new kid in town fairly soon. And there's going to be a ribbon cutting and an open house. And I hope that many come out, support Tina. Tina's been in the community for a long time, Tina Coates has. And she's been bartending for a long time. She has a full-time job. This is her passion kind of thing, though. This is like what she wants to do. I don't, we all have something that we always say, oh, that'd be kind of cool to do that someday when we get big, and she's always wanted to just own her own place instead of just bartend. So that's what she's doing. So it will open as Summer Street Tavern shortly. Yeah.
Nice.
And in the meantime, go on over, have a drink. I saw that Tina Ruthier is bartending tonight.
No,
Yes,
seriously?
she is. And we should go over after. I could use a beer, and you could use the Shirley Temple.
I could use a Shirley Temple, although let me double check. Let me check my sugars.
Oh gosh. It's
Wait,
nothing that can't
wait.
be fixed with insulin.
151.
Perfect. You can have a Shirley Temple. You could have a strawberry daiquiri without the kick if you wanted, even.
I could.
So, anyways, so that's going on as well. Do you know of any upcoming events?
Well, I want to, obviously recognize that it's, Jimmy Carter's funeral today.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
And the flags will stay half mast for 30 days.
Yep.
And today will forever be known as Jimmy Carter Day, right? The 9th? Is that how it's
Is
written?
that, no, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought that I read that.
I don't think it's,
Like, it's not going to be a holiday. It'll be like one of these national days, like National Police Appreciation Day. It's going to be like one of those national days now, I think. I read it somewhere. I'm
did
serious.
Biden do that?
Huh?
Because the only way that would
I think
happen
that
is
Biden did do that.
he named January 9th after.
I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure we posted it. I'm fairly certain. Maybe you should
I'm
Google it.
looking,
In case I ate too many gummies that night or something. While you're
I mean,
looking.
I'm not. So, oh man, I'm going to get into trouble.
Because you don't think that he was the best president ever.
Correct. I think he was, I mean, it's really sad. I feel bad for his family. But there feels like a weight washing of his administration. And, absent the Biden administration, he's probably one of the worst from the presidential. Those two definitely rank high
Right.
up there.
And you
on
don't
top.
say that out of disrespect to his family,
No,
like you said.
no, and it's sad. He seemed like a very nice elderly gentleman and he did a lot of work with Habitat for Humanity.
So he did do some good things.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
Everybody does, right?
I just it's
As far as
he's-
presidents go.
Yeah, I mean it's a day of mourning, which should be the case, because it's never good to lose someone. And the fact is that everybody knew who he was. Even younger folks that don't remember his presidency, such as myself.
Yep.
I know who he is.
Because you learned it in school, right?
Right.
That was when schools could teach history and you actually learned about a president.
Yeah.
And we didn't try to wipe every part of history away, because we don't talk about all that old stuff anymore.
We don't talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
For certain.
A lot of stuff, yeah. Most of what I learned in school, we don't talk about anymore.
Well, yeah.
The majority of it, for real. We
Probably.
don't. When you think about it,
Yeah.
you really don't. So things going on. Let's talk about events.
Sure.
Glitz and Glam. That's a night for the ladies night out. The pictures that always come from this, the majority of them, Lisa Crowningshield does a lot of them. And then Claire, the wig goddess. I love to watch her videos. You want to talk a woman with a shit ton of spunk. Have you ever met her? You have
No.
to. You have to. We should have her in here sometime. She is just, I don't know. I've never, ever met anybody like her. She's just pretty freaking awesome.
Get her in.
But anyways, she's usually pretty involved, but it's Glitz and Glam. This year's theme is disco, and that is Saturday at 7 p.m. And I don't know if all of the tickets have been sold out for that or not, because you do have to purchase tickets in advance. But I'm looking on the invite, the whatever you want to call it, here on Facebook, and it doesn't say that it's sold out. So you have to check into that a little more. Sunday, Empowered to Feel Safe, Confident Self-Defense Workshop, 325 North Main Street, and that will be again with Freddie LePan. He did one last week at Harley Wilkins, and it looked like it was really well attended. I watched the videos, absolutely great. It was really cool to watch. So where's 325 North Main? Is that the Barry Area Senior Center?
329 North Main.
325.
5 North Main.
325 North Main. Because
That would be the sewing basket, and off the top. So.
Oh, so down there in one of the little spaces down there.
And I do want to point out, Tim made a comment. Tim Cotting.
Yep.
Jimmy Carter's administration probably wasn't the greatest one in the United States history, but the way he lived his life should be
good.
a lesson.
Right.
Right. And I think I said that. I
that
said,
part of it
Habitat
you agree
Humanity.
with. Yeah.
He mentioned something about Christian nationalists, which I don't know I don't know if that was I don't know what that part of that comment was, but the fact is yeah, I mean.
He did do good things. You just didn't think he was a great president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Let's see what else is on here. Charlie O's.
Well, while you're looking that up,
No, I'm not
the
going to do that one.
VFW is having their breakfast. The VFW Post.
790.
Yep, they're doing breakfast this Saturday,
Yep. Once a month.
once a month.
Yes.
So if you're interested in breakfast there,
Do you have the
it's 7
poster?
a.m. to 11 a.m.
Yep.
at the VFW Post 790.
When do the drink
third-
specials start? 9, I think.
Yep, 9 to 11. Check out for our drink specials, 9 to 11.
They have
you
some
go.
pretty kick-ass Bloody Marys and a really good breakfast, like everything. The French toast and eggs and home fries and sausage and bacon and waffles, and they just do a really good job. And all proceeds benefit the veterans. This Sunday is also an antiques market at the Canadian Club. That starts at 8 a.m. If you have never been to one of the antique markets up at the Canadian Club, you really should check it out. There's a lot of vendors up there, and it's a really cool, it's pretty cool. They have some really neat stuff up there often.
Nice.
So check that out. What else? Is anything else going on?
So Barrie, Vermont, going through memory loss
Yes.
can be an isolating experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's why around the county and the world, memory cafes offer spaces for people to find community in the Green Mountain State. One memory cafe is going mobile. The Central Vermont Council on Aging has announced its Barrie-based memory times, which, quite frankly, I'm not going to lie, I probably should
Go
I
to
should
yourself.
probably go to them.
You should go to it yourself. I should too. I have to write everything down or put it in my phone. I'm terrible.
Yeah, I'm having like legitimate like issues remembering things. It, I won't. It's a problem. It's definitely a problem.
Well, especially at your age, Michael.
I know.
I mean, you're just a youngin'.
Let me tell you, when they were doing the oath of office, I'll be very honest with you, it was very difficult.
Because you had to like remember.
Remembering like as they're saying it, because I was like super excited on top of the fact that I just don't have a good memory.
Right.
And yeah,
So it was a little bit taxing for you
it was a little
to get through
taxing
that.
for my mind.
This
But
Saturday.
I'm not the only one. I just want to be clear. They did like even Phil Scott kind of stuttered on one of his. So everybody stutters a bit.
And you didn't have enough hands to write it on. You would have had to write it all up your arm and everything.
Well, I could have read it from the thing, but I had my hand up and
Right.
you
We'll have to get you a little teleprompter. They have those glasses now, AI,
I've
where
thought
it's
about
right
getting
here in
them.
front of you. I still
Jen-
don't understand that though. Wouldn't that be like way too close? How do you read that?
So
That was freaky. I saw a couple of videos of that.
right. So the way that it works is that it positions it on the glasses so that it looks like it's not like confusing. You're not like, putting your eyes together.
Right, so people don't know that you're looking cross-eyed all of a
Right,
sudden trying to
right.
read it. Because that's what I was like, how the hell is that going to even happen?
I-
Because to me, that
I
would
know.
feel like it was right up in
I
your
know.
face.
I do want to get it. I want to get one. I really do want to get some of those glasses.
Yeah, it's probably so much money, it's not funny.
I was talking to Chelsea McGuire at the Young Republicans thing, and there was a young Republican there, and I can't remember his name, that ran for Senate and won. And we were talking about how you're not allowed to have cell phones in the Senate chambers.
Oh.
And I said, you should just get one of those glasses,
Right,
and
'cause
they'll
then
never know.
Right, that you're getting text messages or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now people are going to wonder and think that you're doing that. Just saying that now when you're sitting on the floor, people and you're not supposed to have your cell phone, people are going to think, yeah, Michael's just got those glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, what's he trying to whitewash?
I'm allowed to have a cell phone on the floor,
I
so
know. I'm just
Sorry.
giving you a hard time. Saturday is the winter tracking in downtown Montpelier. That starts at 9 a.m. This kind of like, I don't know. I would have no interest in doing this, but it's a free group and they're tracking. You can explore the city in a new way by learning about animal tracks and signs. Participants can expect to travel at leisurely pace with frequent stops to study tracks along the way. This program is intended for adults and families with older children who are interested in exploring our wild neighbors and their role in the urban setting. So I mean, it sounds cool. And it is, I think it's supposed to be a nice day on Saturday. So it would be a good day for it. And I used to go snowshoeing and, cross-country skiing years and years and years ago. It's been many years since I've cross country skied, but that was a lot of fun.
I've never cross-country skied or
Michael,
went snowshoeing.
that's because it didn't have a motor.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Right. If you can sit your ass on it and it went broom broom, you go. But otherwise,
Sure.
forget it.
Yeah. Want to
Tomorrow.
talk about the weather vane?
Yes, yes. That's because that's really cool. That after all these years.
So the weather vane that was stolen from White River Junction train station more than 40 years ago is finally back home. Do you want to add information on that?
Yeah. Well, I want you to tell. They found it at an auction. It was being auctioned off, right? That's how they ended up finding out where it was because whoever had stolen it decided to, all these years later, get rid of it. Correct?
Well, I was.
Or
just
did you
looking-
just read the headline?
I just read the headline.
Oh, for God's sakes!
So the original weather vane was built in 115 years ago and was returned to Vermont last year after turning up at Sotheby's auction house in New York. It was stolen from the station back in 1983. The thieves were never arrested. I would like to say, and this is Mr. McKinley, I would like to see it stay in town hall under glass with a story about what happened with it. And I know that, we in Berry City, have our weather vane. It's actually on display. Oh, used to be in the library. Is it still in the library?
I thought it was up at the History Center.
It might
but,
be up at the history. Center.
Yeah,
The
I thought it
old weather vane on top of the firehouse.
Yeah, and for some reason, I thought that was at the History Center.
It might have been at the Aldrich Library for a couple years. But yeah, no, I'm not sure. Man, I don't really know where that is now.
Well, you're gonna have to figure it out.
I am.
Are you trying? So
I'm trying.
all right. So I'll just move.
You keep on moving.
I'll move
along.
to this then. Tomorrow night, Friday, from 5:30 to 7:30 is community night. The first community night in Montpelier. It's a night for music, for strength and solace. That is, let's see, it is going to be a family-friendly gathering. Will include potluck food, games, and lots of music. All are welcome to perform, share, sing, or just listen and enjoy songs and other music that can help soothe, inspire, and fortify us all in the months ahead. Because we all know that winter sucks, and there is such thing as, people get depressed in the winter, and it's a real thing. You can get those happy lights. Have you ever heard of them? So they have the UV lights.
UV, yeah.
Tim and I actually used to have one for Aunt Jane, who lived with us. And I don't know that I can say that I thought it did great things for her, but I certainly think there were times that it helped. But because dementia patients do what they call sundown, and the happy light just can help you through that. And then I know several people, my friend Kathy, who you also know, she has a happy light. And when she sits in the morning in her office and is doing the news, things like that, she uses her happy light. And it just gives you a little bit of UV light. But instead of UV light, Montpelier is trying to give you a community night, and it is their first community night in music, strength, and solace. So that is tomorrow night, 5:30 to 7:30, and it's at the Unitarian Church of Montpelier. So check that out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, Zuckerberg.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So Mark Zuckerberg
He's
announced.
such an ass.
I am? Or
No,
he is?
he is.
Oh. Well, what he's doing, though, is a good thing.
I guess.
You don't think so?
Depends on who you are. You don't want things to be fact checked?
You missed what he was talking about. So what he's going to do is he's going to do what X does, which is community notes. So one of the problems with the fact checkers where they were only fact checking things that they wanted, and quite frankly, they were adding their biases into it, which is the reason why he's getting rid of it.
Oh, okay.
And on top of that, he's changing his metrics so that programs that have political stuff going on aren't downgraded.
Oh, you mean
So-
like ours?
Correct. So, for example, Raylene, remember the pew, 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 pew?
Yes.
Okay.
When we try to advertise the show that was going on up here at the
The-
Odd,
the
that
Pew
happens
Pew
every
show.
year.
Yeah.
It's coming up again that I don't dare to advertise, even though they keep asking me to do. I wish they would just call it the Sportsman Show like they used to, because it would make life easier, but they don't. But that's coming right up. But keep going.
The G,
Yeah.
U,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
other word, the
Yeah.
other letter that starts,
Yeah.
that other letter, the end of
Sometimes
it.
they have Nerf.
negative,
Sometimes they have
know.
paintballs. Sometimes they
Yeah.
have.
So
Yeah.
that's coming up. But what happened a couple years ago or a year ago was I had posted that while it was still Berry City Community fan page. I had shared the Pew Pew show. Pew Pew, Pew Pew Pew.
Yeah, and
And it got removed and it got a community violation as well. So, and I think it just barely dropped off, right?
yes, it takes a
So-
whole year for violations of that magnitude to drop off, unless we had removed you as administrator. Remember, that was the
Correct.
only fix would have been to oust Michael. We would have had to fire Michael.
Well,
in-
I'm
in
not an employee. So.
Order to get, yes, I pay you dearly, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, blood, sweat, and tears over here. Yeah. Okay, so that's a little better than what I thought it was meant to be.
Yeah. No, and it's actually opening up the free speech platform of Facebook, which is something that really needs to happen. It was like that before like 2017. And then the government started like, hey, we want you to do this, this, and this. And that's the reason why we ended up with COVID. People weren't allowed to say that, it was probably from a Chinese Wuhan, COVID facility, because 4 years ago, if you said, the COVID-19 came from the Wuhan Institute of Coronavirus, you would be banned. And that's just the way that it was.
Right.
Which I don't even know if it still bans you now.
Well, if it
If
does,
you-
we're screwed.
I know. Sorry. Not sorry. Because,
What do you mean you're not sorry?
I'm
You
not
wouldn't be sorry
sorry.
to get us banned?
no, I'm not sorry about
We
telling the
because
truth.
then we would just go to X or
No, I'm not sorry
YouTube?
about telling the truth. The
Speak of
fact
YouTube.
is that it probably did come from the Wuhan coronavirus lab in the very same place that the virus started off from. There's a coronavirus. I love. So what's
well,
that
be
guy's
careful.
name?
Don't get too heated.
Oh, sorry. What's that? The John. He did the Daily Show. Jon Stewart. Does that sound right? I think it was Jon Stewart, and he made the comment. You don't know Jon Stewart?
No.
No, I think he did the Daily Show, but he made the comment somewhere where, maybe it did leak from a lab that studies coronaviruses in Wuhan.
Well,
I mean, it's pretty. It's whatever. It
right.
is,
Whatever is right.
whatever. But anyway, so yeah, they're gonna stop doing that.
Well, then that's not a bad thing. But that made me think that we better tell everybody right now because we do have quite a large audience. So we need to start spreading the word. If we ever experience technical difficulty like we
Yep.
experienced on Monday evening, switch right over to YouTube.
Yeah.
So and we would love to have you subscribe to YouTube as well. And you can comment and interact with us the same way.
Correct.
The only difference with YouTube is we can't go back and read the comments after. So if you're commenting on YouTube, no, if we didn't answer you right then and there, we have no idea that you asked the question because we cannot go back and look. So as comments are coming in and we're trying to keep up, it's right now I can go home tonight, sift through the comments, and if there's anything that needs to be addressed, I can do that with Facebook. That's the difference and the beauty of it. YouTube, when you're live, you can interact. We can see the comments. We can type back and forth, whatever, the same way we do in Facebook for the most part. But the other night we got kicked off of Facebook, but we stayed live the entire time on YouTube. There was never any blurb. And I know that for sure because I said things when I thought I was off the mic and I wasn't off the mic, but I would say them again, just saying, and knowing that I was on the mic. I didn't know I was on the mic, but would I say them even if I was on the mic? Yes, I would, because we all know that I tend to do those sorts of things. Yeah.
It's true. This is true.
That make Michael freak out and
It's true.
his
Yeah.
eyes bug right out of his head because he doesn't believe I say those things. But
So-
anyway, if there is problems,
Yeah.
bounce right over to YouTube and preemptively, we ask that people subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. It's just like Facebook. It doesn't cost you anything, and it just gives you another way to easily hop over.
And I know for me, I get my notifications for live streams from YouTube, but I don't get it from Facebook because in order to get the notifications for Facebook, I have to take all notifications, and then
No, you don't. So I only get notifications from certain pages. But what happens is you would have to interact a lot. You have to be somebody who's interacting with the page a lot to get the notification. And so even if you say you want notifications, if you're not interacting with the page much so that you're not liking and commenting and, really following along with the page, you're not going to get those notifications. It's just like in the feeds and everything. It's all analytics with Facebook and
well, I know with YouTube, I can just click on it and click follow and also get notifications for it.
yeah.
So another thing that you posted was about the pipes freezing, and it's bloody cold out, as
It
we talked earlier.
It is.
I know that it's just really cold. So one way to help prevent pipes from freezing is letting the water run
Right.
for a trickle.
Jack up your water bill instead.
Okay. Yes.
Water's cheap, but just let it drip a little bit. And just drip, drip. It doesn't have to be a lot. It just literally has to be some sort of flow through the system. And so just let it drip a little bit. Are you going to be okay over there?
Yep.
All right. And then you can also, under the sinks, almost all sinks, there's a cupboard under the sink. And so just always make sure that you open those cupboards, expose the pipes if you can. When the mobile home that I lived in East Montpelier, the hot water heater was actually outside in this closet, but the back of it was lined up with the master bathroom. And even though it was supposedly really well insulated, I would have to keep the closet in my bathroom open to make sure there was no problems. And then we had heat tape. I had heat tape underneath. And, but even one year, it was really hard pressed for that to keep up as well. And I had some troubles. But yeah, there are simple ways that you can help yourself. Pipe wrap. Go over to Nelson's. They'll fix you up.
Nelson's Ace
Yeah,
Hardware.
go over there. They'll fix you up. They'll
A
talk to you
sponsor.
about what you need. And they are also a sponsor of 802 Scoop. Did you know that?
I
That
did.
they're a sponsor now? Super
I
excited
did.
to have them, as well as Taste Vermont, Campy Divino, Fecto Home, Optical Expression Berlin, Yipes Berry Bevan and Son, Ruthiers, Auto Center, The Den, Vermont Quick Loop Car Wash, Southbury, The Meltdown, Tasty Bites, Preston's Kia.
Wow, you
And-
got quite a bit.
Yeah, and I hope that I didn't forget anybody. I think that I said them all. I'm pretty sure.
I do want to state that my glasses come from
Optical Expression.
Optical
Mine
Expressions,
too.
and they're amazing. Look at those. Aren't those phenomenal?
Yeah, mine
need
aren't
to
quite
get-
that phenomenal.
You don't have phenomenal
No,
glasses?
well,
You
mine
have
do
some.
crazy things. Mine have the bifocal in them.
Why don't you share the camera? Put it right up to the camera.
They're just plain old
Oh wow, holy crap.
tortoise shell.
Can't really see anything in there. It's like super blurry. Mine's not like that.
I'm blind in my
I
left
have a
eye.
very light
I'm blind
prescription.
in my right eye and almost close to blind in my left. So mine are pretty potent.
I have like,
Yours are like readers.
no, mine are for distance.
So
Anyway.
anyway, I think that's it. I mean, I think we've covered everything that's coming up for events. There's really not a lot going on, but I think that's okay with people when you just
It's
came down
nasty
from all the
cold.
holidays and it's nasty cold and you just spent all that money on Christmas and now you know it's tax season, so everybody's holding their breath and willing to stay home and bundle up in a blanket anyway, right? And they're sick of shoveling every damn morning because literally it has snowed every day for several days, just enough to be a pain in the ass. Where you have to clean it up,
Yep.
or it's going to make it worse. It's going to make your
True.
driveways more slippery, walkways more slippery, or whatever.
Very true.
So just enough to be a pain in the ass, but not a lot. Like, I wish we would just get a huge dumping. They keep talking about these horrible snowstorms, and I'm 3 to 4 inches. Remember when we used to get a foot of snow? How many times did we say that? And how much fun was that?
It's all the Flatlanders. They come up here and they think that small little bit of dusting.
I know, just like they think Route 2 and Route 14 are back roads. I love it. I love listening to them. The back roads are real bad this morning. I want them to go up over Stannard Mountain. I want to take them for a ride. I would love to take those people for a ride on a snowy day. Let's go. They'd probably be scared to death. You just take them up in the hills of Williamstown or Washington or Chelsea or
You know,
something.
we do got Flatlanders that watch, right? We,
I know.
We
Well,
we're just picking,
we're
just so you know.
picking.
We love
We're
you.
picking.
We love you.
Although for some of them, I have some friends that are Flatlanders. Kathy's a Flatlander. She's from Connecticut.
Is
Love her
she?
Yeah, I love her to death.
What part of Connecticut?
Born and raised in Newbury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I have friends that
Because
are.
I was born in Connecticut.
You were?
I was. In a weak moment in my parents' life, they moved down to Connecticut for a couple years, like 2 decades, and during that time they had me.
They had you. Well, we'll forgive you, Michael.
Barb says she was born in New Britain,
Yeah. So
which my sister used to live down there in the Groton area.
yeah.
Groton in New Britain.
So no, I mean,
Or
I have
is
a
that
lot
New
of friends
Haven?
and family, so it's just picking.
I
I mean,
can't
if you
remember.
it's just like people tell Hardwick jokes, right?
How many teeth you got?
Right, right. Or the toothbrush, why they call it a
The
toothbrush,
toothbrush?
right?
Poor Hardwick people.
But there are plenty of, so we pick on all of that too. So anyway,
Before we get into more trouble,
why did somebody say something because I was picking on Flatland?
no, I got into trouble for my comments about the president.
Oh, it's all right. We're good. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 4 o'clock for Vermont Daily Chronicles at 4.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what they call it.
I think so. Yes.
Fridays at 4 is what it's called with Guy Page
Yep.
and Paul Bean. So
Yep.
tune in, and Michael and I will see you on Monday.
I know, Paul.
God willing.
I know, Paul. There's good Flatlanders.
There is
Again,
good
like I
Flatlanders.
said, I was born in Connecticut.
Yeah, there are good Flatlanders.
Yeah. All right. With that, thank you all for watching the 802 Scoop Weekly Wrap. Hope you have a wonderful evening and try to stay.
This sweater makes me look fat.
What?
I'm
That
just
sweater?
looking at the camera. Like, what the hell? I look
All
like
right.
this big black ball
You're done.
blob over here. Good Lord.
Ay, 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 ay. Yes, Trista, you voted for a Flatlander. But I'm only a Flatlander because I was born down there. My family is from up here.
Yeah.
Have a great night.